Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as Scraps, and today I want to take you through this Dr.Rex Jr. 2 synth. The reason why is previously I just was messing around with the recording before, and now that I have my microphone and all the software and the new operating system tricks discovered for my audio techniques to record this and make this happen, I found out by just adjusting one slider that I've able to make a growl sound a lot slower. And so I think I want to teach you guys this synth, and I'll show you guys a quick demo. It's just something I've been messing around with, and I'll show you guys how to make this. Okay, so one of the things we want to start off with is when we work with our DAW, we want to set our BPM to 144. So I'm just going to change the tempo down here. I want to take back the click level just in case you guys decide to roll with this synth because it's very contagious. What we're going to do inside this combinator is create a Px7 FM synth. And I'm just going to basically roughly go over some of the details, but right now I just want to get you guys set with the right track. So for now, I'm just going to modify the numbers, and then we'll move into some more of the EG rates and the EG levels and what they mean. We can turn on some BP and curve, but it doesn't really matter. That's only if you play with C2, and I've specially designed that synth to play with C2, so those notes in particular. Then after that, we're going to start adjusting some of the levels for the oscillators, followed by the algorithm itself. So actually, let's get this out of the way. So I'm going to set this to algorithm 27. I should have gone the other way. Saved us a bit of time. Anyways, and I'm just going to show you how to do the brightness, touch, tack, decay, and widen it. Prep it for some width and give it some more mastering. So for the first oscillator, we want to choose this to be fixed and 2 decimal places. That's perfect. And I want to take this all the way to 3388. Here we go. And for our second oscillator is also fixed. This is actually going to be a single digit, so I'm going to take that down to course 0. I want to take it all the way up to 4.786. There we go. Our third oscillator, actually, we don't need to use this. It's not going to be used. So for our fourth one, we're going to take this to fixed, and it's set in 2 decimal places. That's good. We're going to take it to 2042. There we go. Our fifth oscillator, we're going to take this to a fixed position. These are all fixed. I'm going to take it to 79. 70, 79. There we go. Our sixth oscillator, we want to take this to a fixed, and we're going to take that to course 7. We're also going to take this to 1318. So, no biggies. 1318. Yep. Okay. Now for our rates. For R1, we want this for our first oscillator to be all the way up. We want our R3 to be at 37, our R4 to be at 54. Next, for our second oscillator, we want our first rate to be all the way up, and we want our last rate to be 26. For our third oscillator, I'm not going to mess with any of these, but if you want to turn it on, and if you want the values, The value is actually 0.75, so I'll take this down to 0.5 and take this up to 7.5. This fine tuning. Then the rates are 37 and 45. Next, for our fourth oscillator, we want to take that to 47. Actually, let's take that to 58. 58 for all of these. For the last one, you want to take that down to about 68. It's going to start ringing. So for our sixth oscillator, we're going to take our first EG rate to 74, our third one to 20, and our last one, as you can see, 68. Now for the levels. For the levels, all we need to really mess with is our fifth and sixth one. So for our sixth one, we're going to go to 85. Our second one, we want to take this down to 56. We want to take our third one down to 79, and our fourth one down in par with 56. So 51 is fine. So now for the levels. For the levels, 1, I'm going to take that back to 86. Level 2, I want this to be at, let's see, what is number 2 at? 84. I want to make sure you guys have the right levels, because when you start messing with FM synth, it can be kind of a pain. So the levels are always great. So for number 3, we want 75. For oscillator number 4, all the way up, so 99 or 100 as far as that goes. For number 5, this is what actually makes the growl. We want this to be 73. When you start to modulate this, it creates kind of that growly sound. So I'll play a few notes for you right now so I can demonstrate. So I figured it out. I just didn't have the combinator selected. My bad. So basically, when you modulate number 5, I'm actually gonna take this down a few tones. You start to feel like a low vibration, kind of like a growl that you'd get from like Maelstrom and Scream. When I turn up number 6, you'll start to hear it. So it's there, it's just you can't really hear it. So for number 5, you can set that at 73 or whatever if you want to modulate it. For number 6, just turn that all the way up. Now number 6 can be kind of a pain, and if you want to remove some of the higher frequencies, I really suggest that. Oh, and I also forgot to do the final controls. So for the brightness, set that to 12. For the touch, you can set that to 7 or 8. The attack, you want that to be all the way up, and the decay all the way down. And there you guys have your Dr.Rex Jr. 2 synth. Now, to really master it, I'm just going to minimize this to save us some CPU. I'm going to create basically what I do for all my synths, an advanced reverb, the dry wet, and the decay somewhere in the 20s. Even below that is just fine. I'm going to create a line 6 bass amp. Threshold is at 69. After this, I give it a little bit more width. And actually for the RV7000 advanced reverb, let me just plug it in here. Just create an EQ in the very middle. I'm sorry. Take the Q all the way down, and that'll do it for the EQ. So after this, just create the echo. Take the time all the way down and the offset to 1/64. Keep the pitch, and that should do it for that. Now, if you want to give it a little bit more squash, but you don't want to use the compressor, what you can do is you can create a pulverizer. and just turn up the squash. Next, turn on the spread to give it more depth, even though it still affects you just in a very minor way. Go to creative effects and choose the screen for distortion. Take the damage to 40, the type to tape. For P1, set that to 84 and P2, 81. Cut, you want to take the high pretty much all the way down and boost the low. For your body, you want this to be on. You want the resonance to be 74. You want the scale to be 96, and you want your auto to be 41. And the type, set it to E. This gives it a little bit more. Type E gives it a cabinet that sounds more dirty to me. So if you are satisfied with the low end from the cut, you can do the EQ, but it's not recommended. We're going to turn on low cut. Parameter 1, just set the gain to 8. I'll boost it in the very lows, so probably 114.9. And for P2, we want to set P2 to 1.376 kilohertz. There we go. Gain down, Q all the way up, take the high shelf and take that down to about 4 decibels. Q all the way up and the frequency is fine. After this, create a maximizer, take it off limiter, put release to auto, turn on soft clip and take the amount to 127 or full. And there you guys have it, your very own Rex Junior synth. So it's still gonna peak, but if you want it to not peak so much, you can always turn on limiter. So I'll check you guys out later for another tutorial and probably another synth. Thanks for supporting me, and I will still continue to put out videos. It will just be like maybe a couple every couple of weeks, maybe like once a week or something like that. I still got to figure out my schedule and this crazy working technique. Thanks, and have a great day.